Okay. Hello everyone, happy October 1st. Today is a special day because you're going to learn about guns. So I only brought one today. Can't bring the real thing. It's just an airsoft gun, but it's something nonetheless. Guns in America, that's a very controversial topic even today. We have, every time there's a mass shooting, most popular areas are theaters, campuses, any place where there's a mass gathering of people. It's just the perfect area for an assassin, right? I mean, a mass murderer. So I'm here to teach you the basics on how to operate and handle a rifle and firearm, because it's something that our times demand. Our times demand you knowing how to operate these weapons because they're just everywhere. Even though politicians want to have stricter gun laws, that's not the way, because statistics show that in areas where there's stricter gun laws, there's higher crime rates, such as Chicago. Chicago has one of the strictest gun laws in the nation, and they face higher crime rates, especially violent crime rates. And on the other hand, Phoenix, Arizona has very lenient gun laws, and to your surprise, they have very few crime. Now let me tell you a story about Colorado. That was very recent this summer, and some fellow just decided to shoot up the theater during a movie, and he got off killing 12 people and injuring countless more. Now just think about this. What if more sane people were armed in this theater, and they had a chance to shoot off a few rounds before he managed to use all of his 6,000 rounds? Now just think about that. What if he could have, more sane people could have stopped him from firing off all these rounds and killing more people? It's just a thought, right? Just how about more people being armed, the sane people being armed, rather than the crazy people having all these weapons? Because no matter what, people are going to have these guns, since they're going to get them somehow, even though there's gun laws that restrict people from getting them and all these background checks. So it's just a thought. So let me introduce to you the rifle. First, we're going to learn all of the different aspects of it. This is just an airsoft rifle. It's not a real firearm. And we're first going to learn the different positions of firing this rifle, because there's various positions. After that, we'll actually load one and maybe fire off a couple rounds. And so before we do that, you should always have like a little base thing, so we'll use this towel here. There we go. To kind of be a wall. Okay? So first off, there's many positions with this rifle. First of all, there's the regular standing position, where you have your two hands, one hand on the trigger, the other hand right here on this stock right here. And this is the butt of the rifle. This is also like close quarters. You hit someone with this. There's bayonet. You could put a bayonet right here in the beginning, having the forward position here. And right here is your sights. You could put a scope. This is an accessory, which we'll show later in our third step. And so this is the typical standing position. Let me stand over here. This is the typical standing position where you just have the rifle right here on your upper body, and your neck is sort of in line with the barrel, and there you go. That's your typical standing position. Next, we will show you the crouching position, which you have your two legs crossed like this. You have your one knee for support right here, and the other one right here. And there you go. This is the second crouching position. There's also a kneeling position where you should just get up right here, like this. So, and you have more mobility. And the last position is the prone position. If you get on the ground, you should have your legs kind of separated like this, and you have lower visibility. So, say you were at that theater, that guy probably will never see you taking off those rounds. So, there you go. Those are the three positions. Now, to load a weapon, this one has a little chamber right here which holds at least 50 BBs, and they're right here. These are the BBs. You can also put pellets and everything else, and it's a pretty powerful weapon. 800 feet per second, So I already have my little compartment here. Just has 2 or 3. And we'll load them into the feeder, which is right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you close it. Now, the safety. You should always point this weapon nowhere near people, because you should. Number 1 rule is always think of a rifle as loaded, because too many times people think it's just a toy and you just mess around with it, and then you just decide to pull the trigger and it's like child's play. But these are not toys; these are actual weapons. And if you had one for real, you would know that. So, first step is to load the feeder. After that, you'd want to open the bolt, which the bolt may always be on the right side of the weapon, but it's right here, so you open it. There you go. And now the trigger is open. So when the trigger opens, you should always put on safety, which is on here. And now you can't pull the trigger. So there you go. That's another safety precaution. Never point it at anyone, and always have the safety on. Once you have that, you could load it into the chamber in here, to the barrel. And then, since this is an airsoft weapon, you could have pumps. So you need 1 pump for indoor use. If you're out there, that's a different story, but 10 pumps is regular for this weapon. A real weapon wouldn't need pumps. It would have something else. Now that we have it, we can take the safety off and line your sights. And since this is just a towel, we can just see it right here. There you go. That was just 1 pump. And luckily it didn't go through too much, but more pumps equals more power, obviously. Now that we're done with that, we can put it on safety, and we can lay it on the floor. Okay? Now, dealing with accessories, like I said, this could have a bayonet in the front, or it could have, we've all played Call of Duty or something like that. Everyone has to know about that. So you could have it right here. This is where you would put it, and so forth. Another thing is with scopes. This is just a preliminary scope. It's only 4 times 15, meaning the 4 increases the magnification 4 times, and the 15 is the width of the eye hole, which allows light to go in. So, and to put these on, you would just need a typical screwdriver, simple, and they would go along right here, along the base. So we could actually put it on right now. You have to open this first, and then apply it here. By the way, did you know the first rifle was invented in the 15th century? Good to know. So over years, rifles have evolved from using the flintlock style, which has a little mechanism right here. Once you pull the trigger, it will release the projectile. And also projectiles have come across many different aspects. So there you go. It's just like this, like so. You know, put it on right. And it'll give you greater maneuverability and sights. Obviously, we don't need it here in this room, but this will probably have a good sight from the end of the hallways. And that's great. Also, every rifle scope has two little levers here. One for wind speed. You have to measure what wind speeds you have right here. Also, elevation. If you're higher up on the floor, wind speed counts as that too. And there you go. So today I demonstrated what this rifle was composed of. It's not a real firearm. It's only pump. And I also demonstrated you various positions on how to use your rifle. And lastly, a few accessories associated with rifles. Thank you.